Hey traders, welcome back to the FXE YouTube channel. I just wanted to give a quick update after the recent price action. So EU is starting to come down now, and there are some reasons why. So recently the Fed is coming out more bullish on interest rates, and you can already see this if you go to the bonds and yields. You can see that they're currently driving up, and this should give strength to the dollar. And today we have unemployment rate news as well as Powell speaking. So expect some volatility in the markets today, and if Powell confirms anything about interest rate hikes, then the dollar should start to push further to the upside. So going to the charts, if you look at EU on the daily time frame, you can see that we're starting to have some weakness in EU. EU had a significant drop yesterday with no signs of strength, and you can also see that EU topped out around the OTE level, and you can also see that the bodies respected the daily fair value gap before coming down. So it looks like the pullback may be done, so the upward pullback, and I'm guessing that we'll start to see EU come down and target the sell side liquidity now. Okay, so moving on to the hourly time frame. So on the hourly time frame, you can see that we had a clear 1 hour shift. You can't really see so much inefficiency on the way down. The price action looks quite balanced. We may see a pullback, or it's done enough and it may just come down from here. So the scenario that I'm primarily looking for is to see if we do get a pullback, EU sweeps the buy side here, comes back into the daily fair value gap. This daily fair value gap will act as an inversion fair value gap, and then after that see if we get a shift, lower time frame shift, and then look for shorts to take the price down. But as I said, it's quite balanced. It may have already done enough, and you just may sweep this high and just come down from here as well. So this is kind of what I'm looking for moving into London session. And then hopefully, well, London has been really messy all week long, so even if we get a sell opportunity in London, we may not get continuation, and it may get swept come New York session. So we'll just have to see. I will look for shorts though during London session. Regardless, I'll just take profits early. And then really quick, if we have a quick look at DXY. So for DXY, you can see similar to EU on this last push up, you can see that we came into the OT before reacting and pushing to the upside, and this is really nice because you can see we created a low, and then we came down and swept the low before driving to the upside and breaking the highs. So for me, this is a really strong low, and I don't expect price to come back down here. I'm expecting continuation to the upside from here. But what I would like to see is, you can see that we did leave behind a 4 hour fair value gap. I want to see if we can retest that, sweep this liquidity, come into the fair value gap before pushing to the upside. So this is more or less what I'll be watching for on DXY. So I'll have a close eye on DXY as well as EU, but probably set my alerts on DXY because I want to see price come into this fair value gap. And if it does, then I'll look for those shifts and see if we can get shorting opportunities for EU. That's all I have for today. As I said, I will primarily be watching for shorts on EU in the current range or a retest of the daily fair value gap, as well as keeping a close eye on the 4 hour fair value gap on DXY. And don't forget the news today. It could be quite important if Powell mentions anything about interest rate hikes. So trade safe and see you for the next one. Peace.
Black Swan.